Hey, everybody, welcome to Pink Shade. It's Thursday, so that means we're going to talk about Bravo and pop culture. I'm here with my two buddies, Pat and Dylan from Bad TV, just missing Miss Ruby Wren, our favorite name in all of podcasting. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
I'm sorry for the pause. I'm so sorry for the pause. We've been podcasting for a long time, so apologies about. Can I apologize for some things just right out of the gate?
I mean, I just want to make sure you can hear me because I'm using my AirPods and I got yelled at by Ingrid about that. Okay.
Yeah. And Ingrid can yell, and we know that. I want to apologize for the state of this room. It's disgusting. If you're watching on video, this is a collection of just everything in our life since we had a child. So that's revolting. And then I also want to apologize for Patrick's subtitle on screen, which
What's
is it's
I didn't even see that until you mentioned it, Dylan.
It's Patrick, the bad boy of reality TV recap.
That's right. And I want to apologize for the silence before we both said hello to MP. We've been coached up from Reality Steve. When you're doing these Zooms, he is a stickler for not talking over each other. So we try and follow his lead with that, to not talk over each other. So
yeah.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. But like, if I say, "How are you doing?" and you both stare at me like I'm an idiot, then I'm like,
well, also, we have 3 young children between us. So when someone asks us how we're doing, it really is like we do need to just take a second. Like, I'm not sure. I think I'm okay.
Yeah, the answer is fair to Midland. If you want an honest answer, be careful. Like, I don't know.
Both of you are like, "Not well, bitch."
Yeah, not well, bitch.
Speaking of not well, bitch, I know you guys are covering the Traitors over there on Bad TV. I have been listening, as I do. I'm a fan and a listener.
Thank you.
And you guys on this past episode of Traitors told a story that had nothing to do. I can't remember what it was, Dylan, but it was something about, it was skipping rocks. It was Snake Charmer and the skipping of the rocks. And you said when you were little, you would go out and skip rocks. And then one time you threw one at your cousin's head. And then you said that you skipped along the top of the rocks like a lizard to escape
like a Jesus
the beating.
Lizard. Yeah.
So I was in the car with my husband. He was like, he had his AirPods in because he was on a conference call. I had my AirPods in because I was listening to you guys. And I started laughing so hard in the car. He was like putting his hand up like, "I'm on a call."
Thank you, MP.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. We do our best to cover the shows, but invariably we'll just go off on tangents. I don't know what Pat's excuse is. Mine, it's definitely pot and ADD. But yeah, that's yes, I did throw a skipping rock at my cousin Wesley's head, and he was a lot bigger than me, and I was faster than him. So that was, it's nature.
What's funny is when people they always lament about the past. Like, "Oh man, it was so much better when we were kids before these screens and all that stuff." It's like, yeah, well, we didn't have screens. We had rocks, and we'd throw them at each other. And then sometimes it would connect, and then a kid would go to the hospital.
But that was better, I think.
And then we just hop on our bicycles and we just ride off for the whole day. And then sometimes one of us wouldn't come back.
I knew you were going to go to a Dateline route. I knew you were going to do that.
Yeah, I will tell you, that's all true. That's all true. And I'm older than you guys. So it was very much like, get out of here and don't come back. And then 8 o'clock, where is she? I don't know.
That's right.
And then the fucking Charlie Manson had to ruin everything,
Yeah, he's the one. Everything was fine before that.
It was him. But MP, we love you so much for listening, and we're such massive fans of you. You're genuinely one of the best people in podcasting. We love you.
You have to stop. I always think how strange it is because I feel like Dylan maybe doesn't like a lot of people, but he really likes me. So I feel very
That's
honored.
100% true.
There are definitely people he does not like.
Yeah, 100% true.
Oh my God. Well, listen, so you guys are covering the Traitors, and when this comes out on Thursday, a new episode will come out Thursday night. Spoiler alert coming in. Fast forward if you haven't listened.
Yes.
3, 2, 1, here it comes. Lisa Rinna got kicked off Thoughts?
She was and yes, Traitors, I've gotten into a lot of hot water with our fans because I'm just not good at in the past I've just named episodes Goodbye X player that got eliminated before people had time to watch it and stuff
Okay,
Yeah,
like
you
that.
shouldn't title an episode "Goodbye, Ron."
Right. So, but Traitors is such a edge of your seat kind of, after the first 3 episodes are done and they kind of dump it on us, every week you're just like, I need to see the next episode so badly.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I get the spoiler sensitivity because it's genuinely such a good show. Lisa was just not up to snuff. I mean, being a traitor is so hard. It's so hard. I would be an awful traitor, as would so many of us. And I think she was not able to do it, as so many traders aren't able to do it. We see it all the time. It's much better to be recruited later in the season than it is to start off as a trader. It's so difficult to get all the way to the end.
Rarely traders make it to the end these days unless they're recruited later in the gameplay. I have 3 rules, which you probably heard, MP, but if you follow these rules, you will make it till the final 4.
Yeah, Pat's writing
Rule
a book.
number 1, no loyalty. There is no loyalty. You owe no loyalty to anybody. You are here to win the game. Some people, they lose track of why they're there. Secondly, be genuine. Actually form friendships. That can actually help you out. It honestly almost saved Ron when Rob took kind of a kind to him later in the game.
Now that's counter to rule number 1, but
it is not.
It doesn't nullify rule number 1. It just means rule number 1 is that much more important and that much more difficult. You have to stab your real friends in the back.
Thank you. And lastly, be a fly on the wall. Don't be there day 3 and start announcing you're a traitor hunter. That is so dumb. That is so dumb of you. So if you're a traitor or faithful, if you follow those 3 rules, you will get to like the final 4 or 5 people. After that, I can't help you. But
well, my son and his girlfriend are here because they go to Ole Miss, which has been shut down for the ice, and so they've just been nomads traveling around. So I'm here in Mississippi for a funeral. They came too. They didn't know the person that passed away. They just came because they got nothing else to do, and they were here. And I was telling them they should watch the Traitors.
Yeah, everyone should.
They watched Love Island, so I was like, you, and they watched Survivor. I was like, so you're already you're doing better than I do because I don't watch those shows. I said, and you sort of, the girlfriend sort of knows about Housewives, and they sort of know a little bit about Big Brother. And I was trying to kind of explain to them the premise of it is that people don't know who's going to be there when they get there. So they didn't get a chance to research the Dorinda, like Ron, bless him, didn't get a chance to research that Dorinda is probably going to be very hateful to him. Very allegedly. And he didn't know what he was up against with her. He probably thought, look at this nice white lady. But
can I ask
bet
you your
she doesn't
thoughts
have a really bad drinking problem.
So
go ahead.
The game this season, and I hadn't noticed it until this season, is a little lopsided. So with the last mission where they had to carry rocks up, that was so unfair to.
Yes.
Okay. So that didn't make sense to me. And the other part of the game that is unfair is anybody who's won Big Brother or Survivor naturally has a target on their back. They seem to now always eliminate those people first. So I think they have to figure out something with traders to kind of, I don't know, figure out a way, because it's not fair. The second you say I won Big Brother, they're like, oh, well, we got to get rid of that person.
Yeah, well, what I would say to anybody who hasn't watched Traitors yet, like, well, one, like, I don't know, good on your willpower, because the social impressions and just like, I mean, Gabby Wendy's last season was so viral. It was just like, how did you avoid it? But you don't need to know any of these shows. Obviously, it helps to know the characters, but I have friends that are just like volleyball playing bros in Santa Barbara that never watch any reality TV that are absolutely obsessed with it because it's just it's that well done a show. It's unbelievable. Ruby's a massive Survivor fan, And I think that she would say, like, as of late, especially with the inclusion of fucking Mr. Beast and shit, Traitors is the top spot in reality TV game shows. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I agree with all that, and I really, you're exactly right in that Thursday cannot come soon enough, and it's just sort of
Oh,
how you felt when, back in the day when you would watch ER or something, and it would leave on a cliffhanger, like, oh
Smallville.
my
Yeah,
God, I gotta wait till the next week
right.
to see if that person dies or whatever. They do a really good job with it, and then they drop the 3 episodes, and then they drop the 2, which I didn't know. I was like, oh,
I
and
know.
they won't do it again. But that was exciting. That was
They
exciting
will
for us.
not. We're just waiting with bated breath to see what happens between Rob and, and
Okay. So,
Candace. I just like,
all right. So I have a question for MP. MP.
Oh,
All
oh,
right. So with Traitors, the reason why I think they don't make it to the end is exactly what Rob did this episode, which is he basically saw that Lisa Rinna was going down, and he really initiated picking her off. I mean,
yes.
he's made every single move that I would make as a traitor up until that point. I would have let someone else take her out by standing out like he did. Now he's going to go, it's going to be warfare between him and the other traitor, Candace. And I think if he gets eliminated now, you can draw a line directly to that specific move and why he got taken out. What are your thoughts on that?
I know everybody's like, "Ooh, I like the way he plays the game, and I think it's great." And I understand there has to be gameplay, rule number 1 of Patrick's rules. But
mhm.
I didn't like the way he did it. And I think a second mistake, obviously, was Candace then voting for him as a throwaway, because now it's going to make everybody think the 3 of them are traitors,
Mm-hmm.
but they're going to have to recruit. So what are your predictions on recruit, what they're going to, because
I,
they're not going to be able to agree.
I don't think that they will do this, but I just want to see Dorinda as a traitor more than anything. I want to see it more than anything. I think it would be a bad recruitment. Uh,
Yeah,
Pat's very keen on Kristen,
me too. I like
because
her.
she's, it goes to this, like, Rob was playing a really good game, and I don't think that he's dead to rights or anything, but the difference between what Rob did and what Candace did, at Rob, it's good gameplay. If a traitor is going down and really going down, get on board, because you don't want to be seen as zagging away from the
The
pod.
only person that's
Right.
sticking up for
When
them.
that
Yeah,
happens. But you can't whip votes. You have to be a cabinet member. You can't lead the cabinet. So he
yeah.
started to get a little bit too, pilot PD towards the end of that episode. But yeah, I think that's the only way they can kind of stave off the mutually assured destruction between the two of them, is bring someone else in, clean, just tabula rasa. Let's calm down and let's move forward. But Candace is playing such an emotional game, and she's so pissed about this Lisa thing that I don't know. I honestly think there's a world where Candace takes Rob down. As good as he's been playing, Candace is, you do not want to fuck with her.
She could start going around saying Lisa Rinna told me he was a traitor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
She could say anything.
Yeah.
She could say anything. Well, I like to look at his pretty face.
Oh,
So
he's so hot.
I'm enjoying his hotness.
Did you hear he's dating Maura?
No, I did not hear that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Pat
So-
refers to her as the sex robot.
Well, only because
Yeah, and I was going to ask you why.
she looks like in the future when they design one, because her face sometimes when it doesn't move, she looks like a plastic doll. I mean, she's perfect looking.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm a misogynist pig. I apologize. So
No,
anyway,
he's not. No, he loves women.
that's right. So this is what I think might happen. If Rob is going to make a move here, and Candace did put her neck on the chopping block by going so hard to defend Lisa, which I appreciated, because she tried to save her, which we don't see very often. Normally the pylon just happens and it's like, well, the ship's going down, let it go down. But she went so far to defend her, and she was a traitor, that now Rob can use that against her to start whipping votes to get her out next.
But he's got to let Colton do it. Let
Right.
Colton take care of that. Don't whip anymore.
So if he does do that, then I guess in Traitors gameplay, he will be given the option to pick another traitor. If he's smart and these all fall in line, I would pick Kristen as my traitor. Now she may stab him in the back, but that would be, I'd say they would make it to the end. If all
Who do you
these,
think, MP? What are your candidates?
Well, I need to ask you guys 2 roundtables back. Okay, not this last episode, but the roundtable before. Was Colton doing cocaine in Dorit's bathroom? Why? What was he was so geeked out of his mind. I was like, did he triple up on his Adderall? Like what?
That's
Did
what
he
it is.
snort
I
it?
think it's just 10 milligrams too much.
He was just so at that round table, like sweaty, and I was like, bro.
What do you think
take it.
of Colton, MP? Is he just like,
Ew.
ew, ew?
I think he was feeling himself, MP, just like when he like really satisfied, and like just like when he glued that tracker on the back of Cassie's car, just like feel like accomplished, you know, like I did
Felt
it.
like a man. He felt like a man.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah.
My wife always says that his muse was clearly like one of his mom's fabulous waspy friends, like Miss Karen or something, and he's just completely dressing like that person. But he's a bit of a sick puppy. But I also kind of love his gameplay. He's going to get eliminated, but I love the way he's playing. It's so fun to watch. So grateful.
I think Natalie's next, don't you?
She's sloppy.
That whole thing with when she picked up the thing with the dagger, I was like, when she was so like, I don't have it. I go, oh, well, she's fucking with him, and she, you know what I mean? I thought she's doing that so he'll guess wrong. But she was actually that awkward. I was like, this is supposed to be the game player of all time.
That's
she can't even keep a straight face.
I think that like. It seems like the stench lingers a little bit longer than on Survivor. Like on seasons of Survivor, I've seen people dead to rights make it through an elimination, and it can completely turn around the other way. With this, I was pretty convinced that Ron Funches was going to be okay after.
Me too.
Like, I was like, it's going to get off him, but it just there's some of the worst players on this show. People are genuinely horrible at this game. Like every year we get people that are so bad, but just you listen. So we call them dumb clues, but people pick up on these things that are just like, what are you doing going with this Porsche vote over and over and over again? It's crazy.
Oh my God. I would be thrilled if they bring Portia back like they did Dorinda. Do you know what I mean? Like give her another chance. I would be thrilled if they had to pick another traitor and it was again Kate Chastain in a meat locker. That'd be funny.
She was so good. She made a fatal mistake at the end, but yeah.
So do you think, MP, that do you think in future seasons of Traitors, when people use the wrong pronouns, like saying, you know, when I killed him last night, or I meant when we banished, like, do you think that is going to be a clue that is no longer usable to eliminate something?
Yeah, I do, because I think now so many people have done it that very obviously they're meaning we, the show, we as a cast, like we have gotten rid of this person. You know, they don't mean I and the tower got rid of them. So I think now it's either everybody's going to be so careful with their words. You know what I mean? People that watch the seasons before, like now, if they do the dinner thing again, everybody's going to be like just standing in the corner. Don't touch me. Don't look at me. Don't feed me anything. Don't hand me anything. Don't, you know, I don't. And also that thing with Lisa and the brooch. She did kind of overact about it. Like, you know, I think she could have easily gone up to any of the women and been like, can you believe that costume gave this to me? Like, I think it's real. Like, feel it. Do you think it's real? She could have easily done 400 other things and had lots of the women touch it to see if it was like a real ruby. And then like just the first person would have gone.
And Pat brought it up last episode, and it's just such a good point. Like the reason why Jam Jam knew it was Lisa wasn't any one specific thing. It was the energy. He thought it was the kiss. It was that she was so I don't know. Lisa, Rob and Candace told her there's heat on you. You got to step it up. And she just went way too far to the other side. Like volunteering for that so gung ho, being
Yeah.
like, I'll handle it on my own. You're not good enough at this game to do that. And quickly got found out.
I want to also say that I don't know if Yam went to like acting school, but that performance he gave when they were pulling him out of that room, that's better than anything I've seen Brad Pitt do on screen in 10 years. Like it was
How dare you?
It was almost like he was being like pulled into an electric
Can you
chair
mute
room.
Patrick?
Oh,
can you mute Patrick?
I'm just saying, I believed he was going to die.
F1 was so good.
Oh my gosh.
It's about the cars, Dylan.
I didn't see F1, shocker, but it was hilarious. He was like, she did it, and they're like dragging him out. This guy's in the mask, and you're like, oh my god, they're actually going to kill him.
Dylan, and what did it sound like, Dylan?
No, I don't. No.
You're going to say something terrible, Dylan.
No. He does it. He nails it.
No. Let's talk about Karen from Potomac's interview.
Do you see it, Dylan?
No, what happened?
Karen from Potomac, she got out of jail and she had an interview.
Yeah.
Here's something I really, really want you guys to notice is her brand new face.
Mm-hmm.
So she gets out of prison and then they do this interview 1 week later and it's a brand new face. Now, you can get Botox and it can settle in about a week, but she got that nose job before she went to prison. And I have been texting with like Heather McDonald, Kate Casey, Brandy, Julie. I'm like, back me up. And because when they showed this video of her coming out with the braids and the do-rag, and she comes out in like a blazer, she gets in the car, she waves to her fans. Thank you. The whole time I'm like, who knows who this? It's a completely different nose when she came out of the prison. So she got that nose job before she went in to give it time to settle.
Totally agree. And she looked gorgeous during that interview with Andy, by the way.
She looked gorgeous like a 30-year-old woman.
Mm-hmm.
Like
if she hadn't abused alcohol for 40 years, she might even look better.
Yeah, she looks incredible. She looks really incredible. But it's just a little bit of a challenge though, because when she got pulled over by the police, was she not like, if I remember correctly, wasn't she making allusions to like the founding fathers or something like that? I mean, she had completely lost her mind.
She said she was Thomas Jefferson's concubine.
Okay,
Dylan.
Got it.
I think she was talking to trees too.
So they showed her, Dylan, on this interview. They showed her on a laptop. They showed her clips from that last reunion when they talked about Karen not being there and stuff. Yeah. And Ashley bringing up the fact that she said twice with the police, somebody else was in the car, and you hear Ray going, oh, they were? And she goes, yeah, they left. And she's like, oh, Ashley's so messy for that. She knows there was nobody else in the car. I was like, okay. And all the stuff. But the way she did it, Dylan, talking about her addiction, she fully admitted she had a pill addiction and that she abused alcohol. But the night that the recent arrest, because there were others, that night, the video that you saw, she said, alcohol had not called to me that night. Alcohol had not called me. And Andy goes, I think it did call you that evening. Ring, Karen, where are you? Yeah. And she said, no, it was pills. And I had a couple of drinks. She danced around the fact. At one point, she called herself an alcoholic. At the end, she said she suffers from alcoholism. In the middle, she said she absolutely does not call herself an alcoholic. She calls herself a person in perpetual recovery. Yeah. And she enjoys Narcotics Anonymous better than Alcoholics Anonymous because she's not an alcoholic.
Oh my God.
She suffers from alcoholism. Dylan, Pat, is that right? It was just in a circle.
It was all over the map. It was very confusing. And, to talk about your friend, Heather McDonald, Juicy Scoop, she had a guest on is always fantastic. But him and I think we watched a different interview with Karen because he said like she owned it all. I forget who the guest was. He's great. But
was it Zach? Peter?
Yeah. And I'm like, what the hell is it? She didn't own it all. Like she was all over the map. What I caught and I took away from it was it seemed like she was stuck with some sort of pride where she didn't want to admit to alcohol. And what I took from it is eventually I think she wants to drink on camera again. So
that's what you got. Okay.
yeah. So I don't think she wants to be stuck with that stigma of saying I'm a full blown alcoholic. That's why she's leaning into the pill thing.
Is there
like
a
Luann
franchise?
did.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you. That's my.
But I'm not, and then she said I'm a full blown alcoholic, but then she was like, I could have a drink if it's an ultimate girls trip, then it's fine.
Well, by the way, MP, one thing that I really missed about the one-on-ones, Andy used to do a lot more one-on-ones back in the day, whether it be with Jeff Lewis, who I think is a complete dick now, but Andy used to sit down with him after a season of flipping out and like get really like good questions. And now with these reunions, there's so much crosstalk. Sometimes you're pulling your hair out like, Andy, keep going down that road. Why are you pulling back? And you never get to the end of like these satisfying answers. With Karen, I felt like he at least dug in a little bit more. And not to get off topic, but if Mary Cosby thinks she's going to get another season on Salt Lake, Andy, don't you dare, unless you do a one-on-one sit down with her, which I doubt she would ever sit down for a one-on-one with Andy. But I want that one-on-one with Mary Cosby. You explain yourself and what that documentary.
Yeah. Can I ask, like, is there a franchise that's not directly linked to prison? So like Love After Lockup, obviously there are more criminals, but like, is there a reality television show with more criminality than the Housewives franchise? I mean,
Rock of Love. Flavor of Love.
Well, okay. Yeah, I guess that's petty crime. What do they get? Like, okay. But I mean, we've got Mary Cosby, like Lisa Barlow's got to be caught up in some kind of fraudulent thing. Like
I think that's got to be coming, don't you think?
It has to be coming. It has to be coming down the pike. Jen Shaw, Teresa Giudice. I mean, these women do serious time. It's like kind of crazy.
I think it's coming for Dorit too. I do. There's no way. I know how much the things that she owns cost. And people have said she is buying these things at the Chanel store. She's not going to the Real and waiting for it to be 40% off like regular people. And if you walk into a Chanel store and you buy a $6,000 handbag, you've got stupid money. And I don't know how she has it, you know?
The financials of the Housewives has always been perplexing to me, because you'll hear that, Andy used to pay someone like Vicki Gunvalson $500,000 for a season. And then you hear they're cutting back, and, as they would later on, they'd be like, well, they'll pay for per scenes, or Vicki was overpaid and that's why she was fired, because that was a bad standard to set. So someone like Dorit, I mean, I assume you see her doing commercials and whatnot.
Yeah.
You're like, how much does she pull down to support that lifestyle? Because PK earns exactly minus $500,000 a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
But somebody like Sutton actually has that money, because we know she gets $600,000 a month. Right. In addition to getting paid from this show, in addition to commercials and appearance fees and all that. So she has the money. Jennifer Tilly has Simpsons money. She has that money. Kyle has that money, but Dorit does not have that money. And that's Amanda Francis. I don't know what the actual fuck. I don't know.
Oh, and Jen on OC. It's like, what is happening here?
Okay.
Bless her.
By the way,
bless her. She's such a sweetheart.
This is what I love. I think she's realizing her fiance's name is Ryan.
Ryan.
Okay. That wedding
so many Ryans.
That wedding is never happening, because, I heard he applied for a job on what's that job site that you go on?
Indeed.
Yeah. And he said embezzling money on his resume, and he had no takers.
Really?
Like money laundering. Yeah. And like, I guess that's not something you can openly look for a job for.
No, he applied for a producing gig with us, and we saw that his CV was pretty much just money laundering. We were like, this isn't going to work. You don't have any experience at all. So. Right.
And he was connected to that famous baseball player. That didn't impress you, even though he was stealing his money. That was not.
Well,
it's impressive. Shohei Ohtani and his orbit is like, everything about it is impressive. So I'm impressed. But
so he was clearly living off the fumes of that money, but it runs out at some point, and then like you're unemployable. Like, what do you do after this? Do you go get your real estate license? It's like,
yeah, you go get a real estate license.
I guess so.
What does she do? She's a yoga teacher? Is that what
That's
she's
right.
doing?
She's a yoga
Okay.
teacher with $150,000 in back rent to the yoga studio. But you wanted to bring up
By the way, both of them with those two, and then you look at freaking Gina. Gina's killing it.
Yeah.
Killing it compared to those
Killing
two.
it. Yeah, killing it.
I know we're all over the place here because I love talking to you.
Sorry, MP.
Sorry. All right. So a couple things. I forget which one of you brought up. Dill, you had said basically like the housewives are always kind of connected to some kind of crimes. It really does speak to casting. Not only is it like criminal activity, but with regard to like pill popping and alcoholism with Karen. Think about this. A lot of those women, especially we saw it with Salt Lake City, there was a like footage shown during the reunion where basically the entire cast of Salt Lake City was trading pills on an airplane. Some of them were sleeping pills, and they're all just laughing.
That was so funny.
It was like, yeah, I know, but it's like, guys, that's dangerous. Like
but when you have a lot of money and you're in,
listen, who amongst us?
Yeah, you're popping pills, that's just what housewives do. I think it's fun. I don't want it to go away. But MP, we're railroading you. You got to tell us, you take the reins back. Guide us.
Okay, listen, here's what I want to talk to you guys about, and you're going to be very excited about this development. No, I've not started watching Summer House, and I'm not going to. So I don't want to hear about it.
Okay.
Don't discuss Summer House with me. I don't give a shit.
We don't care either.
Okay, good. Thank you.
What is with your animosity? What is with your
animosity? People get so mad at me if I say I don't watch Summer House. They're like, "What's wrong with you? You're not a Bravo fan." I'm like, I don't have to watch every show. I'm not watching it.
Well, Dylan gets mad at me, MP, because I always say, very much like Seinfeld, Summer House is a show about nothing.
That's right. And also, I just think they're too young for me to get it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't get the Giggly Squad because I'm too old. I don't get it. Dorinda is my speed.
Don't say anything. Don't say anything about the Giggly Squad, Pat. They're like Swifties. But anyways,
no, I was going to tell MP. I think you're like in high school. They would have been freshmen when you're a senior. Like Kyle is probably 6 years younger than you or something. Like, the drunken leprechaun. By the way, who would have seen that divorce coming? Fake TV couple. I said last season. Because we were talking about. I kept going there. What married couple? I know you've never seen MP, but this is what happened. They come stay at the Summer House, Amanda Batullo and Kyle. They've been married for like 6 years. Who would allow their husband to go out till 4 a.m. every single night and come home and lay in the bed with them and never say anything? That is a fake, phony TV marriage. And then our co-host Ruby would go like, well, what do you think, Pat? I said, their divorce will happen the second their contract doesn't get renewed. And then, boom, last season of Summer House, they announced divorce. Yep, fake TV couple.
Okay, but the good news I was going to say, that was the bad news. The good news is I'm watching the new Below Deck.
Oh!
And I know that's your jam.
Whoa.
Below Deck is your jam. So, and I got to say, the marketing with Salt Lake City worked because now I'm going to watch this show. Now, I will say, when I was at BravoCon, I was at Amy Phillips' Cabaret Amy show, and Daisy was there, and she came as a thing, and Amy did like a whole bit with her, doing her accent back to her and stuff. I wish I would have gotten a picture with her, because now I'm like, I love this girl. So I watched this latest episode. We've got Daisy, Jenna, Joe, Gone Too Soon. 7 minutes in, bye.
GTS.
And a guy named Mike. I can't go any further with the rest of the cast until we talk about Mike's hair.
Yeah.
The Donald Trump is happening with his hair?
Yeah, so it's one of the most baffling things, and we talked about it. I don't know.
I'm putting it on pause. I'm rewinding. I'm looking from the.
It's very confusing. Pat, really quickly, can I just put a foot in my mouth? I don't. Your listeners, we get a little raunchy on our show, but he has the Botox and the skin treatment of a gay man. He's just a straight young man. So it's really, really confusing, and I think there's something going on.
His face is a little pulled.
In like the club culture in England, that like I think everyone's just like shooting shit into their face. Like I mean, Pat's been getting Botox for a long time, but he didn't get Botox when he was like 23 years old. I mean, this
No,
is like the Kardashian already. It's so crazy. But the hair is the
Okay.
most confusing thing about it.
They
100%.
showed some past pictures of him where he did look a little bit like a club kid, you're right, and his hair was normal, and then
Mhm.
I'm like, this is like when One Direction came out and we couldn't figure out what was happening on Harry Styles' head.
Yeah.
He's fixed that, but is it a comb over from the back? Has he sprayed it up in such a way to make a Donald Trump nest on top?
It's Turkish. I think it's Turkish in origin. They're going over there and they're getting a lot of procedures done, and it's not all good work.
It wouldn't grow back like that.
But Pat, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Oh no, it's called a comb forward, by the way, when they start doing it from the back. It's like when they're losing hair in the front
Yeah.
and they just comb it forward.
Got it.
Well, I thought it was like someone had like some trimmings out of a hair salon, went on the sidewalk, and like the blob, it just started collecting stuff off the sidewalk, and then it blew
Yeah.
itself on his head, and then that's what he had there.
That's actually
That's
probably what happened.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
we'll meet
probably
up
what
with him
happened.
pretty soon, and we'll ask him about it.
Okay. We do have a bunkie named Lindsay who is a hair system expert.
Mhm.
And whenever we get a lot of like wigs and weaves and things on our shows that we don't understand, Lindsay will reach out and she will take a lot of screenshots from her screen and circle the areas and say, right here is where they had a sew in, or right here is where maybe they had a failed so she'll break it down for us,
Wow.
and I'll let you know. On the deck,
Thank
we have
you for your service.
Joao, who I'm familiar with because there was another season he was on that I actually watched.
Yeah.
Batu, I'm not going to say it right.
Virgin.
A deckhand,
The virgin.
not a virgin, and Eddie. Now, Eddie, he talked a lot about his lack of body hair as a child, and I was like, why did we need to know any of this?
Yeah.
Now,
go ahead, Pat.
You're missing the best part. Chef Ben has a sous chef, which is, we've only seen that one other season because a lot of the drama takes place in the galley, because you essentially have, well, I don't know if we could call her a sous chef. We have someone with a lot of passion. And by that, I mean someone who likes to be on television, but has no actual skill set of
None.
And that is really fun to watch because Chef Ben is an absolute dickhead. With no social skills. So we think the countdown is like, she's probably going to last about 3 episodes.
You think 3?
Yeah.
I was thinking she's going to have to be gone next episode, because when he was like, that's how you're going to do the salad, that's how you're doing the eggs, how did you chop that? It was like, she didn't do one thing where he said, hey, thanks, or good, or put that over there. Like, nah, not one.
She volunteered to make a cheesecake and she didn't put sugar in the batter.
When he said, did you put sugar in it? And she goes, no, I followed the recipe. He goes, see, it's dessert. So never mind. I was like, oh no. That's a huge kitchen though.
I'm a big, in my past life, I was very into cooking and the culinary arts. So I zero in on the cooking element of Below Deck. But for someone to not understand the impossibility of making a frittata in stainless steel, it's just, you can't do it. You literally cannot do it. That was the moment where he was like, uh-oh, we got a serious problem here. Because
I love how he's like, don't worry, I have a quiche ready to go. I was like, okay, that was funny. And they're all like, this quiche looks amazing, and she's over there like, wah, wah.
And poor Alicia, she's such a sweetheart, and she's definitely feeling guilt from not pursuing her dreams. We've all had that experience where you want to do something, but you just procrastinate, and then you're racked with anxiety about it. And that's coming to a head with the actual, reality of the situation. You're in a professional environment, but Ben is not a gentle partner in that regard.
Yeah. Who was that chef? Who was that chef that was on, that was like the black opera singer? Do you remember that chef? That was one of the, I've only watched it.
Yes. Yeah.
He was a gay guy, and he was amazing, and he like sang opera. He would have been very nice to Alicia. Chef Ben is not going to be nice to her. I can't remember his name. Well, he was great.
I can't remember that one. Well, Dill's trying to figure that out.
Sandy was the captain.
Oh, Sandy was the captain. Oh, we skipped a couple of her seasons. We kind of started late.
No, it was new. He had an odd name.
and he got mad because like they woke him up in the middle of the night to make somebody a grilled cheese.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You don't wake up the chef to ask me to make you a grilled cheese," or am I conflating the two? I could be conflating the two.
What is this guy?
Because Sandy was like, "You've got one more chance." Remember, he like served somebody something with peanuts in it, and the person was like severely allergic.
Oh, well, boy, that's a lot of chefs. They had a chef that a guy, one of the charter guests had said, "I don't want onions in anything," and the chef just would not stop.
Jono, I think it's Jono.
Yeah.
Jono.
You guys.
MP, but I was going to say one last note. Sometimes casting on this show, maybe it's all casting in general for reality TV, they set someone up to fail. Alicia is that person this season.
Okay.
She's there for our laughter and entertainment.
It was pretty quick. Now, my next question is to be a stew, of which we have Daisy, Jenna, Joe, RIP, and Mike, is a neck tattoo required? Because all the stews have neck tattoos.
No,
usually the stews are
broken childhood helps.
Well, everyone's got a broken childhood. Everyone is fast, just sprinting away from life problems. But usually the stews have inward turmoil. They're extremely just wrecked people, but you see it more slowly through conversations and stuff. The exterior, that's where you get the neck tattoos and obviously a drinker, obviously gonna punch a cabinet, stuff like that. But yeah, it's odd that everybody's got neck tattoos on the interior. That's usually a little bit more cleanly. And the show
that chef was on the season with the girl that couldn't do laundry, because I watched that one too.
Yes. Oh my god.
That girl that could not. I was like, and then she got like a notebook out and had a system. I was like, literally, you put it in, you flip it to the dryer. You put it in the washer, you flip it to the dryer. Do this, you need to fold it, and then why was it so hard?
Used a color scheme to help her figure it out.
It wasn't Bree. I can't remember her name.
That was her name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know why, I got so triggered by her just gross incompetence that she made it through the entire season. I think I was just I was fatigued by how bad she was, and we watched it for 18 episodes. I was just like, for the sake of my inner sanctum, can we please get someone on so we don't have laundry as a fucking plot point anymore? Please, God.
Yes. Okay, guys, on this first episode, they had a below deck. They have the housewives come. Now, I immediately, upon looking at this fancy island, tried to figure out how I could get there, because that's what I do. If something seems like overly fancy, I'm like, well, now I feel like I need to figure out how I can go. So I did, in fact, send my husband a link to the Mandarin Oriental in Kanawha and said, here's the deal. From Dulles Airport in D.C., we can get there in 5 hours. But then we have to land in Barbados and take a puddle jumper that's an hour.
Oh, wow.
So we could get there. It's way faster than Salt Lake because they're on the other side of the country. We're closer. And he is like, literally wrote me back, what TV show did you see this on? And I said, Below Deck. So I want to go there. Now,
I love you for just immediately sending that to your husband. You're good with taking a puddle jumper in a tropical region.
There is a choice.
We don't want to lose.
You could take a ferry. You could take a ferry from you could land at St. Vincent's and take a ferry, but that's a 3-hour ferry, and that's a no. A 1 hour ferry, yes.
Mary Payne, there are plenty of beautiful places that you could just get to. You don't need to take a bus and a boat and a horse and a goat to get. It's just like,
we're not going there. He's going to say absolutely. He's like, in 5 hours we could be in London. No, we're not doing that. Right. So believe me, he's no, we're not.
And by the way, we got to rebrand the Dulles Airport. Okay, not a good guy. Let's get that name off that airport. I mean, my God.
I don't know anything about the Dulles Airport being not named after anybody. It's just the Dulles Airport. It's in Dulles, Virginia.
Oh, yeah, it's the guy that started the CIA. No, it's the dude that started the CIA. He's a bad guy. Anyways, we don't need to get. Yes.
Dylan does a show about conspiracy.
Alan Dulles, look him up. He's one of the most evil human beings in the history of America.
Anyway. You guys, I feel like I'm watching TLC. I just learned something.
It's crazy.
Did you see on this thing where Heather is every 14 seconds standing on the bow screaming, wow! Just I can't do it because it'll blow out the mics, but screaming like, wow, like here she goes, woo! Constantly not. It's drink time. It's here's the deck. Whoa, here's the bed. She was screaming so much, and they didn't show it that much on the Salt Lake City part of it. I was like, speaking of somebody doing coke in the bathroom, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was gonna say these are the pills they're sharing.
Okay, so as the season evolved, first off, I never liked Mary Cosby. We started with season 5, and I was told by Ruby, "Oh, she's hilarious. There's some background that's a little shady, but she's come back on. The season
hilarious.
before, she was a friend of the show."
But you didn't watch it from season 1?
I did not, but our co-host Ruby was. So I was watching her, and she was kind of like she didn't want to participate in a lot of stuff, and she wouldn't show up to certain events. And so I didn't get the Mary Cosby thing. And then
she's mean as a snake.
You're right. So season 6 comes, and I'm
So
like, I still don't get Mary Cosby. Anyway, so I never liked her. And then Heather Gay this season, I was like, you know what? She seems like kind of the voice of reason. As the season goes on, I'm kind of like, I don't like Heather Gay anymore. She's loud, obnoxious, and she seems kind of conniving and a shit stirrer. I don't like her either.
Well, if Jason, I would be much more protective of Jason's personal life if he wasn't. I think we love Captain Jason. He's feeling himself quite a bit.
Too much.
You go to,
are you ready to get wet?
You go up to a group of women and you say, "We're going to get you guys wet." Like, dude, not
party foul.
Not okay. Just the grossest fucking shut up thing.
Went from a 9 to a 6.
But Heather talking about how they
messed around.
They messed around and then gaslighting everybody, going, "What do you think I meant by that? I just meant we hung around."
She said on Watch What Happens Live, I don't know why he's denying it. And then on the reunion, she was like, "Well, I don't know what you mean, but when I say fuck around with somebody, I mean we rode bikes and got ice cream. I don't know why fuck around means fuck around to you. Get your mind out of the gutter." We're like, girl.
Okay.
Somewhere along the line, there was a phone call, not a text, between the two of them saying, "Knock it off."
Yeah.
Stop trying to use me for clout, Heather Gay.
I think so too.
I want to talk to you guys about this season also of Beverly Hills. They're in your neck of the woods. Okay.
Definitely not Beverly Hills. They're in the Valley.
So they really are in
our neck of the woods.
Yeah. And the Valley used to be a very, very homey place for middle-class families. There was a lot of soul. And then Mauricio almost single-handedly destroyed the entire, not the entire San Fernando Valley. He hasn't destroyed Woodland Hills quite yet, but that's coming.
Yeah, for your listeners, the Valley was universally mocked by everybody that lived in LA as a dump.
Yeah.
I mean, in movies, it was like my wife, she was an executive assistant in Beverly Hills, and one of her clients once told her, "Don't ever let a guy drag you to the Valley because you'll never get out of there." That was advice, because that's where all the poor Joes live. That's where the grips, the cameramen, the blue collar guys, and so, but now in the last 10 years, it is, the Valley, the Persian Valley, it's where everything is happening. It's now the jewel of the,
because people could afford to live there.
Right.
And maybe now it's probably, you can't afford to live there. Now you gotta go somewhere else.
Now you can. Right. Yeah. Now you can. And what they've done is they've come in, and the agency has really and of course it's not just the agency, but they've agency-fied the Valley. So it feels like Vegas all over the place. It's like what the people over the hill liked to do. They didn't want to go to the mom and pop shops and the places that, there was a stain on the wall, but it was a Thai restaurant that had been there for 15 years.
Yeah.
They want Alfred coffee, and they want imports from New York and John. And I cannot stand what these people who hate.
I can't afford to live here anymore.
Are doing to the Valley. It's like, you thought it was gross. Just don't go. Yes, he is. He absolutely is. But anyway, sorry. Sorry. The Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills. Thoughts on there's this new girl that they brought on now, Natalie, And when they were like, she was married to Simon Fuller, I was like, whoa, that's some actual real money too.
Get her on the show.
On the show. What are we doing here, people? She needs to not be a friend of the show. She needs to be on a main cast member. I mean, I will trade Sutton out. Trade Sutton out. Oh, come on, MP. What do we have? Every time I look at Sutton, I get depressed. All right. What's the name of your fans, MP?
The Bunkies.
Bunkies, get in the comments and say Pat's right. Sutton is depressing. She does not belong in Beverly Hills. She needs to go back where she came from and have real friendships. She's trying too hard out here. She's buying friends. It just doesn't work out here. She needs to go back to where she came from and have real relationships and enjoy her life. It is really sad to see her out here. She's miserable and she doesn't know it.
She's lived in LA for a long time. It's not like she just came for the show. She's lived there a long time.
Pat sometimes dips into Stephen Miller, but it only goes towards rich white people, rich white women. You need to go back from where you
go back to where you came from.
Yeah.
Go back to South Carolina. We don't want you in LA.
Are you making me like Dwarf Joel? Are you shut up?
No. Okay.
Right, but anyway, but come on. What is good about Sutton on this show?
She's funny. She brought in Jennifer Tilly. She's got great fashions. She's really, 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 really rich. And I like it.
Natalie's richer.
I think that Sutton is going through a little bit of PTSD where, like, in seasons past, I've really loved Sutton. And I think when Sutton is in the background a little bit, she can have more fun because it's not as confrontational. I feel like last season there was a lot of Sutton at the fore of the conflict, and Sutton does a thing that is, I think, one of the no-nos in Housewives, and there's no greater abuser of this than Shannon Medore. If you're going to get into a confrontation on camera, you can't clam up and say, we're not doing this. We're not talking about it. We gotta get into the obvi of it all, right? If we're going to talk about it. But yeah, I think that Natalie is going to be great. But MP, what do you think about Amanda?
Oh my God. You guys, this woman, what's happening? Who cast her? Who thought this was good? Who is she even friends with? We don't even have an in of like, oh, my good friend Amanda, we've been friends for 10 years. I can't wait for her to meet my girlfriends. Not one person knows this girl.
Nope.
Not one person likes this girl. Not one person is trying to like her to be like, well, she needs a friend. Nobody. And when you saw Bose and Rachel Zoe in What Goes Around Comes Around, a store I have been to in LA and waited on by the same people, they didn't quite treat me as nice as they were treating Rachel Zoe. But when they were in that store and Rachel was like, I thought she did manifestations. And Bose is like, yeah. And she goes, what do you mean she wrote a book? She's like, she wrote a book about manifestations. That's how you get rich. But Rachel Zoe's like, but what's her business? And Bose is like, this is what it was like, who's on first? So this is what I'm trying to tell you. There is no business. What?
These are two unbelievably impressive women. Unbelievably impressive women talking about a woman whose success is predicated, I think, largely on duping idiots into some kind of self-help thing.
Or so dream. People they dream. You know, look, my mother-in-law always gets wrapped up in this stuff.
Oh,
but
no.
anyway, yeah. Okay. Oh no, we got to watch out.
But Bose and Rachel are not, they're not soft targets, right? So they're looking at Amanda going, oh, this is a problem. But, you know, Pat and I had a tough time with the Zion episode, which was just it was so difficult to talk about because, you know, us as parents, I mean, it's
guys.
It's the most horrifying thing you could possibly imagine. But then the way that she brought it into the show was so odd and it felt so odd that we were just like, I don't know how to talk about this.
Well, it was
Right.
we actually deleted the episode. We didn't release it because we just felt icky after. But it was ugly on all fronts. Bravo, why show that picture? That's a private moment between the parents, and just that should not be exploited for our viewing. Secondly, Amanda, we do believe that you probably did use that as a defensive mechanism, which is gross. That's a day you should be spending with your family. Not that I should be telling you how to do it, but you know what you're showing up for when you're at dinner with your castmates. It's fighting time. And then Dorit, the fact that you're just like a pit bull in pit bull mode, which is attack, 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 and you didn't think to yourself for 1 second, this is probably not the time to argue. It was just a bad episode, in my opinion. It made everybody look horrible except for a few cast members, and it was ucky. I think, like, by the way, there's one episode in Below Deck lore they removed from the canon. You can't find it because it was so homophobic and bad. They took it. You can't find it. It's been removed. This episode, shame on you, Bravo. And I would just remove this. It was so gross.
Well, MP, when you were talking about like who does she know, she went to that dinner despite what she was going through. For her reasoning was, I need to be with friends right now. And
you
it's
don't
just
know these
like,
people. And you want to make sure, like they said with Lisa Barlow, you would never miss a chance to film. In this situation, it would have been like, she's not here because this is the anniversary of her child's death, and everybody would be like, oh my God, let me reach out to her tomorrow and tell her I was thinking of her. And she would have garnered so much more empathy, sympathy. We still have empathy and sympathy for her situation, but not the way she handled it. And then all of the women at the table are going to look like nothing but assholes because they have, Dorit notwithstanding, but the rest of them are all like, oh my God. And then they kept the clip in twice where Kathy Hilton said, is that your dog?
Yeah.
Now,
like it's a laugh.
We understand it's all about Kathy Hilton and she's wacky and she says stupid things, but that was a editing choice. They could have at least taken that out because Kathy wasn't trying to be wacky. She literally was like, who, what? And they should have taken that out because it wasn't funny. And the whole thing, and then with Dorit's only recourse would have been like, my gosh, I'm so sorry. We're going to talk about this another time.
That's it.
Rachel, I appreciate you so much hosting this event and just switching the whole subject. Amanda could have kept it going, but Dorit should have shut it down.
I would have loved if Dorit, and they wouldn't have kept this in, I would have loved if Dorit would have just stopped and turned to producers and go, what the fuck are we doing here? But they don't. Yes. It's almost like they're trained, and this is one of the, in my opinion, they did like an all day, what do we call it? Like they just show old episodes of Housewives on like a Saturday, and they were showing
marathons.
The 2013 Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and they weren't fighting. It was like multiple episodes of the ladies just going out to dinner or whatever, and it was lit, but it was like better production, and I was still pulled in, and I loved it because it wasn't. It wasn't just you're going to show up to dinner and someone is going to have to start a fight. And I think they got to get out of that mode. Like you guys can just go out and have lunch and not feel like you have to fight.
Yeah, I like in Greece where Whitney kept going, look at where we are. Look at all this beautiful landscape. We are in Greece. Why are we fighting? We should be healing. Let's not fight. I liked that every time they would start to fight, Whitney would go, look around. We are in Greece. Who cares about your children and mothers say, fuck those kids. I loved that. I loved it. She kept going, take it down a notch. Look where we are.
And here's another thing that it seems like it's less and less on the Real Housewives franchise. There is less and less of seeing. All right. So a lot of the Real Housewives have businesses. Back in the day, you would actually go to their work environments and you'd spend a segment in an episode of them at their office or whatnot, or more time with their families. You see a little bit with Bose and whatnot and at Rachel Zoe's house, but there is less and less of seeing kind of the women actively doing what they do in a normal day, as opposed to now just going shopping with one of the other cast members and then a dinner and a lunch and then a vacation. That's what made me fall in love with Orange County, is going to, Coda Insurance at Vicky Gundelsen's business, right? Then go see, and then you would see her like going with her daughter shopping and talking about what her daughter's up to and whatever horrible guy she was dating. There's no more of that. And I think
Can I say though,
Good point.
I do love that Dorit and Amanda are like legitimately hate each other. It's really fun. It's fun for the show.
I agree. Now, I told you guys I wasn't watching the Persian Valley, but I am now jumping in. And today I watched 1.5 episodes. So I am trying to, just like any new show, I got to like, this one goes with that one. That girl looks just like that girl. I'm trying to like get it all together. But I am so far enjoying it and will be covering it in future episodes here once I'm caught up. Because now they're like 6 episodes in. I'm like, shit, how did I miss so many episodes?
They are the worst representatives of Persian culture in this city, and the best representatives of Persian culture in the city. But it's so odd. Like growing up in Los Angeles, there's such a vibrant Persian community in the city, and it is really a very unique. It's a very, very unique culture, and a lot of them are refugees that came from from Iran. So it's this very tight knit community. There's gaudiness, and a lot of them are very, very well off. But Persian people they're so family oriented, and these people are just
jackasses.
They're so awful. There's so many Persian people. They're so family oriented, and they are stress academics, and all of these people like Golnese is just like I don't know.
You want to know? By the way,
she's got bad credit.
Yeah.
By the way, really bad credit. Yeah.
I do love the casting. The only issue I have is, why is Reza back here? He is a horrible human being. I mean, you remember what he did in the last season of Shahs of Sunset. Like, I don't know if that's redeemable for me. I mean, he wasn't like 23 when he did that. He was like going on like 48 and a half. Just gross behavior, disgusting. But I'm into it. I'm into it. It's shot well.
It's fun.
And what's fun for us is every place they shoot is where we go.
Yeah, where you go and you can see it. I know. I love that too. People are always like, do you see all that in Potomac? I'm like, when I drive out to Potomac, because they shoot a lot in Potomac, and that is, and even though most of them don't live in Potomac, I'm going to tell you guys something. If you drive out to Potomac, Maryland, I go out there and I'm like, is that a hotel or is that a home? They will be like 30 bedroom homes that look like a hotel that we would go to for a special occasion. And you're like, it's right there on the side of the road. Like,
that's why I'm so excited for Rhode Island. Because Rhode Island.
Oh, does that start this week or next
week?
It
starts. It's actually taking the valley. Its spot. It starts in mid-April.
Taking the Persian Valley spot?
No, not the Persian. It's taking the valley. The valley normally it's the old Vanderpump spot, which it's like mid-April.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll have to be.
You saw the trailer for it, right?
Oh yeah.
It looks
I'm
great.
excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, these people are like trashy, but. You would think Rhode Island, they'd be fancy, but they seem kind of trashy. Listen, Bravo, God bless. They can find the trashy people wherever. God bless. Guys, we are wrapping up, but tell me what else you're watching besides Traitors, which is your obsession. I know, me too.
Yeah, Traitors is our obsession. Unfortunately, we're covering that at Patreon. So if you're a big fan, go to patreon.com/another podcast network, and you can listen to that there. We're covering Beverly Hills. We're doing Below Deck. And then I think we're gonna sprinkle another show in here soon. I'm not sure.
You're gonna do Love Is Blind. You're gonna do
Love Is Blind, but that eats us up. Like, that is all of February usually. Like, that's a lot of television.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. The Bachelorette.
Oh,
by
Bachelorette.
The way, she's pregnant while filming. Who would have saw that coming?
Is that true?
That is the rumor. She is actually pregnant. I think the producers should just go to like the cast of Teen Mom at this point and go, "You're up next."
Farrah Abrams as the Bachelorette? Are you kidding me? Come on, let's do it.
Why not?
There's no way Taylor Frankie Paul was pregnant while filming.
I saw that, but you never know what you're reading.
Is this fourth baby with third person or fourth baby with the same guy? Because the 2 kids from the first marriage, is the third baby with the guy with the thing, the beard. And then
she walks by a horny guy, she gets pregnant. I don't know.
She is hot. I will give her that.
She is hot.
I find her attractive.
We will definitely be covering that.
You will. Okay.
But if
okay,
it sucks,
good.
if that sucks, that is the last time. That is the last time
we've been burned by the Bachelor franchise so many times.
So many times.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna watch it like for funsies. So if you guys want me to come on and talk about it, I'd love to, especially if she's pregnant.
You gotta come, MP.
Can
come
you
on.
By the way, the overnights will be a baby shower too. Can you imagine that?
But you can hear everything at Bad TV. And MP, I know it's just on Patreon, but like if you want to be on the free feed, we'll figure it out. But we would love to have you on for anything. We love talking to you.
I love to come on. I love to talk Traitors. I love to talk Housewives. And again, you know, I am not all the time, but I did watch Below Deck. As I'm telling you, that Salt Lake City crossover made me want to watch it.
Come on, do Below Deck.
Come on, Below Deck.
We'll see if you can last an entire season.
Okay, well, y'all just text me. All right, thank you guys very, very much. And you guys look for so you guys on Patreon are another podcast network, but when you're looking for your episodes on the free feed, you look at Bad TV.
Bad TV, yeah.
I think if you type in Dylan and Pat, you'll find it.
Yeah, we're really good at marketing ourselves.
I can tell. Yeah, I can tell.
Really good.
If you guys need to know, I'll put the links in the show notes below and you can figure it out. Okay, bye guys.
You know, it's so crazy. That's the first time it's ever dawned on me that our Patreon how insane is that that's the first time we got to change our Patreon. Love you guys. Love you, MP.
Thanks, MP.
Bye.